fixed it.
Well, sure. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to round 3 of Friday Night Modern here at GameSwap, brought to you by Top Deck Productions. For this round, we got our recent Humans player back for round 3. This time, we'll see the full match against Grixis Shadow.
Yeah, this is a pretty top tier
pretty top tier matchup here in Modern.
Yes, Humans I think is the #1 deck at the Modern Pro Tour right now.
Yeah,
and Grixis Shadow might be 3rd or 4th.
3rd or 4th, yeah.
So let's see how this plays out. Victor's been playing this deck for a while and is getting pretty skilled with it. It's a deck with a high skill cap.
So Victor told me that he changed one card of his deck for this event, and it was a Scalding Tarn into a Godless Shrine.
He told me about that.
Yeah, wow, that's apparently a large change. It did not help him in that opening hand, though, as he had no lands.
Oh, wait, Scalding Tarn into the Godless Shrine?
Yeah.
The shock land?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, to Marsh Flats.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. He texted me about that the other day. He said that someone suggested it, and that he thought for a long time about it. He drew out a bunch of
hard think.
He drew out a bunch of Venn diagrams and to see which
cons.
lands get which shocks and how many, the numbers he has of each shock and fetch. And he said, yeah, it checks out.
All right.
Because generally it's most important for you to get black shock lands and your basic swamp more than your basic island. And because Victor's playing 4 color with Lingering Souls in the sideboard, Marsh Flats gets Godless Shrine, whereas
Scalding Tarn does not.
Yeah, Scalding Tarn. I was like, what is the name of that red-blue land? I was thinking like Sulfur.
Victor took a mulligan to 6 here and led off with a turn 1 Thoughtseize. If we take a look at Taylor's hand, he's got Phantasmal Image, Thalia, Meddling Mage, 3 lands, and is a green creature a Mayor?
Yeah, it's a Mayor of Averbrook, I think. Or it's Noble Hierarch.
So a lot of players have dropped the Mayors of Averbrook out of their deck.
I think that's actually Noble Hierarch.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. This is actually a really solid hand for Taylor.
Yeah,
I think if you're Victor, you just take the Hierarch.
Yeah, just to slow him down. Well, Victor also only has 1 land, so next turn Victor's going to either have to draw a land or cast this Thought Scour or Sleight of Hand.
Well, I think next turn he just Thoughtseize his Thalia, but take the Noble for now, and then take Thalia. He's got a second Thoughtseize in hand.
Sure, but he also does not have any additional lands. So he takes
the Noble.
Okay, so that was not Mayor, yeah.
And so assuming that Taylor whiffs here on 1-drops.
He drew
Victor
another Noble, I think.
He drew another Noble?
Actually, maybe not. It looks like he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, it's a Vial. Oh, my God, no. Holy crap. Feels bad.
Definitely.
Well, so it doesn't really change Victor's play. He still takes the Thalia here. And he's not really far behind.
Victor's going to Sleight of Hand first in hopes that he finds a land. He does.
He found 2 lands. So he'll take the
Scalding Tarn.
I couldn't think of the name again. Holy crap.
And then fetch this. Probably Thoughtseize. He could Thought Scour if he wanted to instead.
Yeah, I think you just got to take the Thalia when you're choked on mana like this.
Right. Especially because a fetch here does put him very low if he casts another Thoughtseize, so he can cast Death Shadow next turn.
Yeah, you can go to 10 here, which is pretty good.
Carefully considering the line.
I'm pretty sure you just...
So if he takes Thalia, Taylor could just like Meddling Mage, name Death Shadow or something.
Yeah, but that's just...
which is annoying for a time, but...
Yeah, but that gets blown out by any number of things. I mean, doesn't Victor have a Delve Threat in hand, too?
Yeah, it's Gurmag Angler.
So I'm thinking we see a Blood Crypt here. There we go. Good choice, Victor.
So there's the 12 from that, and then he'll be at 10.
I can't imagine that he doesn't take the Thalia.
Yeah. And it's unlikely, again, that Taylor will be able to cast 2 spells next turn, even with this extra Hierarch mana, unless he draws another 1-drop.
Interestingly, what seems like the best draw that Taylor could have had was not a Noble Hierarch redundant copy, but a second Thalia. If he would have, if Victor would have taken, then Victor would have been mad at himself for not taking the first Thalia, right?
Well, that's a pretty good draw there. Mantis Rider coming in across as a 4/4 with Exalt.
Oh, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
Put you to 6. And force. Do you do that though?
I think you do because it doesn't die to Fatal Push unless Victor triggers Revolt.
Yeah.
And if he's doing that, his life total is even lower.
Yeah, and you can't win that race with Shadow even.
Yeah.
I mean, Victor's got to find a removal spell.
It's also the most mana efficient play this turn. It uses all 3 of his mana.
Yeah, I guess you do it.
And then next turn you can play your 2/2-drops. Actually, next turn you just copy Mantis Rider with Phantasmal Image, and that's it.
Yeah, these are some good top decks from Taylor for sure.
Definitely.
Taylor's taking a long time to think about it, but yeah, there he goes. Swing for 4.
Victor
Put
falls
you to
to
6.
And this is, of course, the disadvantage of playing Shadow. If you're playing against any sort of aggressive tech,
Well,
bringing your life total
especially,
so
I mean,
low is-
flyers are what really get to you. You know, this would be totally fine if that thing was just like even if it were a reality smasher, this would be fine.
Yeah.
But it's got flying.
So
That's a
Victor
big
draws
deal.
basic Swamp, and now he knows about the Phantasmal image, so he has to Thought Scour into an answer.
Basic Swamp is nice because it allows you to Thought Scour to try to find an answer. Otherwise, you might be pressured to just try to play out both your threats and.
Well, he knows about the Phantasmal image, so he saw it with the Thoughtseize.
Right. Yeah. So I guess you die either way. Yeah.
Land, Shadow.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I think it's even Fatal Put. Yeah, it's just a land, so that'll do it.
The
The only thing he can do here is bluff a removal spell.
Yeah.
Which he has to play the fetch land for. No, that doesn't help.
I guess you just hope Taylor doesn't see the line.
Sure.
I think bluffing. I mean, I think bluffing might objectively be a better line.
I think just like leaving up a fetch land and playing.
Yeah, given that the Phantasmal play is not a hard line to see.
Right.
If the Phantasmal line was more nuanced or something, you might not bother bluffing here, but
Yeah, assuming Taylor goes with the Phantasmal image, that'll put this first one away pretty quick. He also drew a Reflector Mage. Nope. He sees it. There's Phantasmal image. And that'll be it for game 1. So a really quick one there with Victor bringing his life total down to 10 by himself. Only a few hits from Mantis Rider.
yeah,
were needed.
no removal spells from Victor, just 2
Also,
Thought
yeah.
Seizes.
And
That's kind of
some good draws
feels
from
bad.
Taylor.
Yeah, very good top decks there. Yeah, because originally I thought that the Noble off the top wasn't that big of a deal because you still take Thalia.
Yeah, but followed by the Mantis Rider.
But turn 2
Yeah.
Mantis Rider with Exalted was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
I mean,
good.
he won the game on turn 3. His turn 3.
Was that really?
Yeah. Turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Mantis Rider, turn 3 Phantasmal image.
Yep.
That was, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. People say Storm is fast. That was a fast one. All right, so looking at sideboard here.
So Victor's got some great cards.
Yeah.
He's got Flaying Tendrils.
Sure. Do you bring Brutalities in here?
You're never taking an instant or sorcery that you know of.
Right.
Like Taylor might have like 2 paths on the sideboard,
Sure.
but I don't think you bother with Brutality. I think you definitely bring a Lingering Souls in to try to trade off X1s and.
Does Victor have Engineered Explosives? That seems like a good
No, he's stopped playing Engineered.
He's done with that. All right.
He's also not playing Liliana Last Hope. I
Also
think
would be good.
I think his wipes are just Flaying Tendrils and Kozilek's Return.
Yeah. I mean, those
Some
are
number of both.
okay, but sometimes they aren't enough against humans if they get a Thalia's Lieutenant in play.
Yep.
And what about on Taylor's side? Do you know much about the human sideboard? I know it's just a bunch of guys.
Yeah, so if Taylor does not have all Reflector Mage in the main, then you definitely get all Reflector Mage in the main. That card is a house here. He probably has like some number of paths in the sideboard.
Well, maybe.
But that's the only spells in the list is like 2 paths.
And some of the new tech, I don't know if you saw this, was the Kessig Malcontents.
Yeah, Kessig Malcontents is sweet in this matchup too.
Yeah, definitely.
I've actually seen people playing like 2 of a main board.
Right. That's what the Star City winning list, I think, had.
Was 2 in the main?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kessig Malcontents is pretty dope.
For the Kessig Malcontents, we'll get it up here on screen in a second. It's a 3/1 that
like
does
a
damage
Shaman of
to
the
your
Pact.
opponent equal to it's like a human Shaman of the Pact from Elves.
Yeah,
Pretty strong.
Card's pretty sweet. Yeah, I remember playing with this in limited.
It makes all the seemingly useless guys like maybe a 2/2 Meddling Mage and Noble Hierarch doesn't stand up to Death Shadow, but as long as they're on board, you can just get in those last few points of damage.
Yeah, there was a sweet draft sub theme in Avacyn Restored where you'd play Kessig Malcontents after like Thatcher's Revolt, and then you'd play like Burn at the Stake,
Gather the Townsfolk.
Gather the Townsfolk. Yep, you could just slaughter your opponents. It's
funny.
Really sweet limited format. Kessig Malcontents was a cool card to play in it. Especially in the full block draft, you had like red white Doom Traveler, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
very fun. I'm trying to think what else though Taylor could have besides just Path.
Yeah, I just know it's a bunch of
Mage.
humans. Like I don't know what these humans do, but they.
I guess Zathra Necromancer would come in this matchup if you have it.
Yeah, that seems good.
Just for the blockers, and it's difficult to deal with because Victor doesn't have an exile effect.
Man, did you?
It's an automatic 2-for-1.
Did you see the? There was a game in one of the Star City tournaments a few weeks ago where it was humans versus Jeskai control, and the humans opponent was super behind the whole game. Like, he had seen his Jeskai opponent's hand, and it was like really good, like ton of removal, everything he wanted. But with Ether Vial, he blew him out like 3 or 4 turns in a row by just vialing in the perfect thing each time to go play around with whatever the Jeskai opponent was doing, and ended up just winning, like with the Keswick Malcontents. It was crazy. Like he like boarded in or he vialed in a Necromancer in response to like a Wrath or something, got like 4 zombies from it. Like it was crazy.
Yep, Necromancer's a hell of a card. The thing is, in this matchup, it might not even save you from a Wrath, but if you just, it's like a Voice of Resurgence in this matchup, You block something, you get a 2/2. It's just a hell of a card. I played this card in black-red mid-range for a while, curve topping with Falcon Wrath Aristocrat, and it was just sweet. I was playing it with like a Blood-Soaked Champion. I was basically playing black-red humans before humans was a real deck, and this card was just a house. I played it 3 of them main board.
So somebody who knows Victor, the foil 7th edition Pyroclasm that's in Japanese or whatever.
Yeah, he spent like $50, $60 for that.
He's definitely bringing that one in.
Yeah.
Even if it's not good, he's bringing it in.
Yeah, I forgot.
Which is fine.
I forgot he picked
Again,
that up.
that suffers the issue of the guys just getting too big, which can sometimes happen.
But in this matchup, sometimes I think it's fine to just you're on the play. If you have to, Pyroclasm the turn 1 Noble.
Just to hit the Noble of the champion, yeah.
And if the Pyroclasm only hits 2 guys, that's fine. That's a super efficient 2-for-1.
So both players mulliganing to 6 here. Victor's 6 is not great. It's 3 lands, Fatal Push, Angler, Death Shadow.
It could be worse. He needs an enable. He needs a Thought Scour off the top. It'd be great.
Sure. Taylor also kept his 6.
Are all of Victor's lands fetches?
Yeah.
That's solid.
So Taylor does have a turn 1 play, which is likely going to get Fatal Push, unless it's Ether Vial, which we cannot Fatal Push, unfortunately. Here's Hierarch. So that is certain to be, getting Fatal Push. Victor's probably going to fetch Shock down to 17 here with the Watery Grave. So decent start, but if Victor draws like 1 or 2 more lands, his hand is kind of just dead. Like, he can eventually get Death Shadow out, but giving Taylor time to develop without finding more interaction could be fatal. Draw a step. Another Angler. That is also not very good.
Really bad.
Almost as bad as it might even be worse than a land, honestly.
Yeah. The second Angler is basically uncastable. It's like
but Taylor does
not
have a second land drop. Just another Hierarch here. This one Victor cannot immediately answer.
Well, if we draw a removal spell for this, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Decided not to
dismember.
And found
I think we dismember this and play out a Shadow.
And play Shadow, yeah. The dismember there is actually huge. It lets
that's a
Victor
great draw.
Tank his life total very
he'll
quick.
go to 13, and then he can get as low as 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you dismember this thing. Because then your opponent just has a Horizon Canopy in play, which will probably speed up your clock by a turn. I mean,
and he didn't yet find a second land, so.
Also, if Victor double fetches here, next turn he can play Gurmag.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah. And the question is, what lands do we think he gets? I'm thinking we get Blood Crypt, Godless Shrine.
I'm thinking Steambent's Godless Shrine.
My guess is he prioritizes double black with white. Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter. He's definitely getting Godless Shrine.
Okay. He's definitely thinking about it hard. So this is the Marsh Flats.
I'm calling it Blood Crypt, Godless Shrine.
You see the Teamer Battle Rage in there. That's likely out of the sideboard.
That seems very good, yeah.
So
I think he's actually playing those main, but I'm not sure if they're all main.
Sure.
So we're going to dismember first?
Yeah, I think so. He might just save the second fetch just to be safe, so he doesn't do too much damage to himself.
Yeah, I suppose there's no reason.
Here's Shadow.
You don't. I can't see how you get blown out saving the fetch.
And Taylor did not find a second land, but he has yet another 1-drop. Okay, this is the weakest one in Champion.
Yeah, that is very bad right now.
Yeah, Victor's just saving his life total. And there's a Souls. So that's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is a fine. I think this is a fine keep from Taylor when you're on the draw, which he was.
Right.
So being on the draw here, I don't mind keeping the Horizon Canopy Hierarch. Did he have double Hierarch? Or
He
drew
did.
that
He had
Hierarch?
double hierarchy. It's
No, I know. Oh, I know he had double.
Oh, I'm not
Did
sure if he
did
drew.
draw
Yeah,
it?
I don't know.
I think this is a fine keep from Taylor. He did get slightly punished.
There's his team vents. Looks like I was right.
Damn.
If
I was really thinking to get the blood card. I can't think of a reason for either one really.
He wants double blue and double black.
What does he want double blue for?
If in case he ever needs to go Snapcaster Opt.
Snapcaster, I guess, yeah. I feel like you're taking out a lot of your cantrips in this matchup, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. And now Taylor drew an Ether Vial, but yeah, that's going to do it with no second land. So 2 real quick games. Both players just kind of doing their
Yeah,
thing.
was that turn 3 as well? That's turn 4.
That was turn 4.
Yeah, the turn
course,
3 and
Taylor
the turn 4, which is funny because these are really both pretty grindy.
grindy, yeah.
These are grindy decks.
Yeah, we're seeing the other side of them right now.
Yeah. I guess this matchup might go like this a lot, but
Well, I mean, of course, when Taylor only draws 1 land, he's not putting up much of a fight there.
yeah. I feel like for one, it's very play draw dependent.
Right.
Perhaps more so than, I mean, most matchups in Modern are, but this one seems especially play draw dependent. Also, it seems super card dependent. Like, if Taylor just has, you know, even a single Reflector Mage, it's just absolute punished. Like,
Right.
Horribly, horribly puts you far ahead, like so far ahead. And from Victor, I think just like the one Fatal Push is really a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Because this deck, you know, one removal spell is usually not
especially on
enough.
turn
But
1 there.
yeah, but you can capitalize on it so quickly just by playing a huge
Where
threat.
is the Lantern control? Not on our camera, thankfully.
I think there's somebody here
Somebody's
playing
probably
it tonight.
playing it.
Is Eric Baldus here? He's probably
Yeah,
playing
he
it.
is here. I'm not sure if he's playing it, but you know, Lantern is not a fun deck to commentate. It's for most people, it's probably not a fun deck to watch.
Well, it's fun to commentate for a little bit until, you know,
it's
turn 10.
It's especially grueling to commentate against somebody who's not familiar with Lantern play against it.
Yes.
That is the worst.
Yes. And then you're constantly like, all right, please flip your top card. Flip the top card. We need to see
And also, you can't win from this point.
Yeah.
Please concede.
Yeah, they keep playing.
You know, a lot of people talk about the odds. Like, there is definitely, like, a worthwhile time to just move on to this next game where you have a way to get up from under the lock or something. Like, yeah, there's maybe, like, a billionth of a chance to get a certain sequence of hits that they mill you that you can, like, get your 1 Abrupt Decay or whatever, but it's the most fun deck ever created. All right.
It certainly looks fun to play. I'll give you that. Though I would never want to take it to like a 9-round tournament because you will, for one, your opponents will be salty, and if that's something you like, that's fine. But also, you will never have time to eat, drink, or use the restroom.
Yeah, that might be true.
You're going to play all your matches to like 50, 60 minutes, and you're going to have a terrible time. Your eyes are going to be bleeding by the end of the tournament because you've had no time to look at anything but Magic cards. You haven't had any time to stare at the ceiling. Haven't had any time to eat a bagel.
These are all things you would do in between rounds.
Yeah, I eat bagels in between
Okay.
rounds, yeah.
So
I don't recommend playing Blue-White Control or Lantern Control at a 9-round tournament. It'll make you regret your life.
So we got another turn 1 hierarchy here from Taylor. It looks like both players did keep 7 this time, so maybe we'll have a bit more of a competitive game.
Does Victor have 3 lands?
He does, but he also has turn 1 Fatal Push, which is
That's good.
right where he wants to be. And I think he also has a Terminate in hand and a Temur Battle Rage.
So Terminate, interesting he's playing that. Are you sure that's Terminate?
Yeah.
Victor told me the other day that he had taken out all Terminates in favor of 2 Dismembers because of all the tricks you can do with Dismember and the fact that it's
Maybe put
one less mana. But he might have put it back in. We talked about it extensively. He said the only reason that Terminate is ever good.
Oh, no, it's an Ecstatic
Static
Caster.
Caster.
Okay.
Yeah, Victor's not playing Terminate.
I saw the golden.
The only thing Terminate does for you is it kills Primeval Titan. But in almost every other situation, Dismember is better for this.
Well, it
deck.
would also kill this Thalia's Lieutenant on turn 2 here.
Sure.
Because once another human comes down, this will get out of range of the Ecstatic Caster. So I think Victor's probably going to Thought Scour himself. Oh, he also has Thoughtseize. So he's both of those available this turn. He can play a second land to do both. So he's going to Thoughtseize first, see what Taylor's working with. He's got another land, 2 images, and
Double
a Mantis Rider.
Phantasmalism. Oh, jeez. So that's a pretty good hand.
Yeah.
This is the kind of hand that's really bad against certain decks and certain draws, but it's really pretty good
Wow.
here. This hand
this hand is terrible here.
Why?
Because Victor has his Staticaster.
Oh, Staticaster. I was just about to say that against certain decks. I was thinking like,
wow.
This hand,
Victor is probably super happy right now that he's got this.
I was just about to say a hand like this is horrible against like Liliana Last Hope or Ajani Vengeant,
right? Because
they repeatedly target with the +1. But yeah, you're right. It's also terrible against Staticaster. That's pretty funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
The illusions will grow kind of large, and the original Thalia's Lieutenant will as well. But being able
I mean,
to
Victor has a reusable murder on a stick here. That I mean, it has haste too. I mean, geez. He's just going to lose.
So I think Taylor drew a Hierarch for the turn, so he can go Hierarch Image here, and that'll put 1 counter on the Hierarch, 2 counters on the Thalia's Lieutenant.
Yeah. So Victor, even if he kills all the Phantasmal images, he is going to have to find an answer for the actual Thalia's Lieutenant. And that thing will swing for a lot of damage with Hierarch, but I think Victor will be able to just put a Death Shadow in front of that or a Gurmag Angler.
Yeah, he does have Gurmag Angler. So here's an image that's going to copy Thalia's Lieutenant.
So get some counters. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Thalia's Lieutenant's already swinging in for 5 here.
Yeah.
And that actually means that I think he has to chump block with his Staticaster next turn. Now, interestingly,
you might be right.
Is it Staticaster take out both?
Oh, Victor's not even going to...
No, this is during the end step.
Oh, okay. Oh, Pyroclasm.
Well,
so that doesn't... That kills Hierarch.
Great. Yeah, it kills Hierarch, and it does kill the image currently, but...
Yeah, that's not good enough. I think you just have to do it, though.
Yeah. So the Izzet Staticaster will kill both images simultaneously.
Snapcaster. He can snap push.
Yeah, he can snap push to take out the Thalia's. So that does give him an out.
But I think you have to Pyroclasm now and play like a... Is his third land tapped?
No, his third land is Blood Crypt. Or not, Bloodstained Mire. He doesn't... I don't think he needs a Pyroclasm. I think the Staticaster's fine here. Because the Staticaster takes out both images simultaneously with 1 activation, right? Because it does all damage to the same name.
No, but you're only targeting one of them.
Right, so if he targets the larger one, the 1/1 version of it will also die.
Yeah, if there's no way to... No. Will it get sacked before...
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it'll get sacked before the ability resolves.
Yeah.
So what he can do is, with the Thalia's... Here's what he does. With the Thalia's Lieutenant trigger on the stack, from the second Phantasmal image, he flashes it in, he shoots the first one, and that takes out both of the 1/1s before the counters go on.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see.
That's interesting.
We'll see if he sees this as an option.
Well, he doesn't know about the second.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. That's right. He revealed both. Yeah. I think Victor and I were actually talking about this interaction yesterday. I was talking to someone about is it
really?
Staticaster
He's just going to go with the
plus,
Snapcaster push line. I think. And he's thinking about it.
God, I think he's going to Pyroclasm.
Oh, actually, you know what? So the line I said was valid, but actually, he's just dead if that's the case.
If what?
If he does what I said, because he can do that to take out both images, but then
he dies to
the big one.
Mantis right over the top.
No, he dies to the big one, the big Thalia's Lieutenant, because it will have.
Oh, it'll be
7,
a 7/7. Yeah.
Also, Jose de la Vega, thank you for
Pyroclasm? There we go. I knew he would Pyroclasm.
Thank you for the follow or the subscription. We appreciate it a lot. Thank you much for the contribution.
Yeah, so Pyroclasm plus Anger seems good.
Yes, this also is pretty good.
I think you can't risk not Pyroclasming there because it's not going to do anything in future turns once he Phantasmal images another Thalia's Lieutenant, right? I mean, I think he had to do this.
Well, the Angler is not very good here. Thalia's Lieutenant is just going to be a 5/5, but
well, trading him off is fine. I think you're trying to stay alive here.
I guess.
Because then next turn you can snap push the...
Taylor just drew a Mirren Crusader.
Oh, jeez.
He's just going to play that instead. But this doesn't mean Thalia's Lieutenant can't attack this turn.
True. Or you can. I guess you could attack and try to trade it off. There doesn't seem to be a point to do that. That seems kind of pointless because you could grow it out of range of Angler next turn.
Right.
Man, it's too.
This is
Victor
a tight
made the right
game.
play having to Pyroclasm there, but not being able to Pyroclasm this Mirror Crusader feels terrible. I totally forgot that Taylor would have Mirror Crusader.
Yeah. That's a good. That's one of the best humans.
Victor does not have a ton of good answers to that.
I guess he can. No, he can't really.
Well, he could try to. If he draws a land, he can snap Pyroclasm.
Yeah.
But you got to block this, right?
I think he does. He needs to trade off here. Because I mean, the Angler's not doing much, and if he doesn't block here, he's just dead to Mirror Crusader next turn unless he finds a way to remove it.
God, even if you find a land and snap Pyroclasm, you're gonna take 3 in the face from.
Actually, Victor delved away the Pyroclasm with.
Oh damn,
the
you're right.
Angler.
Jeez.
And he's probably regretting that right now.
Gosh. Ugh.
Yeah,
I mean, so you can block.
He just took it
You can block. You can block Mirror Crusader for
with
a turn
Snapcaster, yeah.
with
And Fatal
Snapcaster
Push the Lieutenant.
or
other
is
one.
a Staticaster.
Yeah.
What do they draw?
He drew a Thought Scour.
Thought Scour is not bad because that means you can try to delve an answer to or mill an answer to Mirror Crusader and snap it, but that'll take you a whole other turn.
I'm not sure what answers does he even have. Does he have Bolt? I don't think
He
so.
does. No, he does have. He's playing 1 or 2 bolts.
The real question is, how does he beat 2 Mirror Crusaders? Because the Phantasmal image coming down could be another one.
Wait, how did Victor did not block?
No, I'm not sure why he didn't block.
Is he trying to like? Is he trying to do something and then steal this game with Teamer Battle Rage damage? I don't see how that works.
I'm not sure. So this is going to come down as a copy of Mirror Crusader, but that's fine because the Staticaster can actually take that one out.
Yeah,
by
but
just targeting it.
This is going to become a. No, yeah, he got beat.
So this turn he's got to go Snapcaster, push the big one, chump block, Mirror Crusader. But now, I mean, and then next turn he has to flash and Staticaster, chump block Mirror Crusader, shoot the other one.
He needs another land, I think, to try to be able to Thought Scour, double spell on that turn.
Oh, there's a land.
Oh no!
But he can't get the basic island.
Yeah, he can't get basic island. I was gonna bring. I wish I would have. I was gonna say that earlier because if he goes to 2, he can't do. This doesn't work. So and he doesn't have a. So that land has to come in tapped or else he'll kill himself. So.
And the only untapped land he has left in his deck is just island.
Yeah, unless for some reason he's playing 2 swamps today. Oh man, funny that Mars Flats.
Attack?
Well, you got to attack. You're not gonna block a.
Yeah, but doesn't the protection from black creature? He didn't block.
I think Taylor's just playing it safe for whatever reason, but there's no real.
No, definitely
there's
not.
No. Yeah. I mean, Victor knows that he can't block, so he can just count on his opponent misplaying there.
Freebooter is fine.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, and Taylor's out of cards after this, so
yeah,
probably takes Thought Scour.
I think if you take Izzet Staticaster, he's probably.
Can't take Izzet Staticaster.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorcery instant. Yeah.
Oh.
He's gonna target the.
Wait. He didn't copy Mirror Crusader. He made a copy of Thalia's Lieutenant.
Oh yeah, no, we knew that because he put the counter on. All right, so it wasn't pro black. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
But that's why Mirror Crusader got a counter.
Okay, I didn't know. Yeah. That's super. Why wouldn't he just make another Mirror Crusader?
Well, because you get your 1 as a 3/3, and you put another counter on. You put your Thalia's Lieutenant.
But when your opponent's at 2, having a 3/3 Mirror Crusader or a 2/2 Mirror Crusader doesn't really matter.
I guess. Yeah, it's probably a misplay on Taylor's part. Though also, this puts it out of range of a 2 damage red spell like Kolaghan or like Pyroclasm.
Yeah. Which he did already see, I guess.
Yeah. So I can see arguments for both.
Yeah, I'm not sure Victor can win here. I don't like. He has to
Bonfire the Damned would do it.
Sure. He has to continue the top deck.
What is that? What is that?
Did not see it. He also. Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Man, that was unfortunate. Mirror Crusader definitely took that one for Taylor. Great sideboard option.
Yeah, hell of a card. Really solid in this match. Oh, there's another card I was thinking of that Taylor could have brought. I'm not sure if he did. What do you think of Sin Collector in this matchup?
Oh, yeah, that seems fine.
It does seem fine.
It does the Staticaster, but what do you know about that?
Yeah, but you get your guys up with the Thalia's
Yeah.
effects and stuff, like get their toughness up. Yeah, this matchup's generally pretty tough for Shadow.
I think some Shadow lists have been leaning towards Bolt recently.
Yeah, well, Bolt is. I think there's so many reasons to be playing 2 to 4 Bolts in your Shadow deck, and one of them would be Mirran Crusader, but there are lots of reasons, and that's why Victor is playing 1 or 2, I think.
Sure.
Like Bolt, you don't feel bad leaving it in against a Spell Queller deck because it's just a Lightning Bolt, so you can take out your Fatal Push, leaving the Bolt. It's great against Planeswalkers. Bolt is just as good. Bolt is strictly better than Fatal Push against Reality Smasher and Endbringer and crap like that. I mean, Bolt is it's just more versatile, and in a push meta, you get rewarded for playing it.
Right.
In a push meta, you don't care if you're playing creatures that are, that die to Bolt. So people are playing tons of creatures that die to Bolt, and so you punish them by playing Bolt.
Sure.
And Bolt Snap Bolt is always a winning line.
All right, so pretty good round 3, 2 top-tier decks. Taylor takes it down 2-1 on humans. We're going to take a break for the rest of this round, so we'll be back in about 20 minutes with round 4. Should be exciting, guys. Stay tuned.